I'm Mike Quackenbush. This is Till We Make It, and even if your body of work includes 10,000 performances, something is always true every time you go to the ring. It may not be yours, but it is someone's first time watching professional wrestling. Especially if you are lucky enough to consistently perform in the same venue or the same region over and over again, it might seem difficult to imagine that there is someone observing what you do for the very first time. And yet, this is always true throughout the life of a performer. A new fan has discovered the organization where you perform. Someone in the audience brought their significant other along for the very first time. A bachelor party happens to be rolling through, and none of them have ever seen any of these characters before right now. And that leaves us with a bit of responsibility as performers, because it is someone in the audience's first time coming inside our weird, unique universe. I often have to remind myself that it is someone's first time out in the audience. It helps shake me out of complacency and reminds me not to take for granted the comprehension level of the audience. Someone is seeing live professional wrestling for the very first time right now. And upon hearing that, you might think to yourself, Mike, how exactly is that my responsibility? That there's someone in the audience just discovering pro wrestling right now when I've been doing this for 5 or 10 or 20 years? Well, let me explain what I mean. We have the opportunity, every time there is a new patron of our art form out there observing what we do, to win them over, to convert them into a lifelong fan of what we make, or to leave them with an experience that makes them decide, I never want to see this again. And I don't know about you, but I would always rather play to a full house than an empty house. That means, if you agree, we have this responsibility. We've got to make sure that those new prospects that just walked in, those new people seeing what we make for the very first time, leave with an experience that makes them feel like, I cannot wait to see this again. One simple way rookies and veterans alike can help to accomplish this goal is by making sure their work is patient. Let me explain. When you are making your entrance, you may have carved out 60 seconds of time, and it is uniquely your time on stage or in front of the cameras. Those 60 seconds are focused on you. But taking the opportunity during that dedicated minute to acknowledge someone in the audience, whether it's by shaking a hand or making a high five, whatever that choice is, you are acknowledging and appreciating the patrons at ringside. And if I take my time with that, not only as I make my entrance, but maybe as the performance is beginning, I can do it through eye contact or by turning my head to acknowledge a comment from someone in the audience. I am letting them feel as if they have agency in the performance. When a customer feels as if they have agency within the performance, we are providing them with an entirely different experience than we all get when we watch a television show or see a movie in a theater. Because I can shout at the villain in a movie, but the villain is never going to turn on the screen and acknowledge me in the audience. I can cheer for the hero in my very favorite television show, but that character is never going to reach through the screen and shake my hand for my support. I bet each and every one of you watching know exactly how intoxicating live performance can be when you feel as if you are in the room with the performer. They can hear you and you can hear them. And we want to provide that same exciting live verve to every patron of our art forms, most of all to those experiencing it for the very first time. It is for this reason that our work needs to be patient. We can't rush. We can't hurry things along to the next part of our performance, because when we do that, we're not allowing for those gaps, the areas where we can acknowledge the audience, where we can interact, where we can extend to them that feeling of agency. In my opinion, this is most important early on in the card. The first few matches have to be exceptionally patient when they go to the ring, so they make certain that the audience feels as if they are actively part of the performance. If that isn't established early on in the card, chances are, after intermission or by the time the main event is headed to the ring, many of those people that were on the fence will have already made up their mind. Think back to what it was like for you the first time you went and saw live performance, whether it was professional wrestling or it was live music or it was comedy or whatever it might have been. chances are you can think back to just one brief moment of interactivity, eye contact that you made with your favorite singer, a way in which the comedians broke the fourth wall and came into the audience, making you feel as if you were part of the performance, or lining up along the aisleway so that as your favorite wrestler charged by, you could collect one sweaty high five. Those moments embed themselves in the memory of the people who experience them. And when we can give that as an everlasting souvenir to the people that come to support our art form, we're leaving them with something that always reminds them of the feeling pro wrestling gave them. I have a full appreciation for the never-ending grind of being a pro wrestler, of running from car to bus to train to plane, from American Legion Hall to VFW to high school gymnasium to arena. And it's easy to get swept up in all of that fervor and to forget that every single live event is someone's first time experiencing professional wrestling. But we can never lose sight of that or the responsibility that comes with it. Our art form remains strong and vibrant thanks to the patronage of our fans. And if we aren't always working hard to earn the attention of the next generation of pro wrestling aficionados, then to a degree, we are complicit in the digging of wrestling's grave. All of us together bear the responsibility of making sure a new customer becomes a customer for life, and we do it based on the kind of experience we give them from the moment they step inside the venue. So whether you're just starting out on your journey and you're tasked with tearing tickets or selling concessions, or maybe you're in a non-wrestling role as a manager, valet, referee, or other support role, you're a member of a production team, or you're the person headlining in the main event, it is a responsibility that we all share in to make sure that these patrons become customers for life by leaving them with an experience and a feeling above all others that pro wrestling is the kind of thing they want as part of their lives. If the insight and the information on this channel is proving useful to you in your journey, no matter where you might be, then please like and subscribe. Make sure you share this with fellow pros. Keep being awesome. I'll keep making the videos, and we'll keep faking it.